What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? We're back at it again with another video here of the Arizona Sports Fan Live Edition. How's everybody doing out here today on this, pretty all right Thursday? We're here to talk some Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers, which is going to be our Week 4 matchup going into the NFL season. And I'm excited, right? Any chance of an opportunity to see the Arizona Cardinals play on Sunday again, I'm all game for. Now, today we're going to go ahead and dive into what the Arizona Cardinals need to do to win this game. We're going to talk a little bit about, culture. We're also going to give predictions. We're going to be doing a lot of different stuff on this stream. So I appreciate everybody for currently being in the stream right now. We're going to be talking about some stats that you might not want to hear, but also talk about just the state of this Arizona Cardinal franchise as of right now with Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim and Kyler Murray and all that different stuff. So we're going to have a fun-filled show today. If you guys haven't yet already, definitely do me one huge favor, smack the like button on this video. It definitely helps the channel grow out tremendously, and I know I keep saying it over and over again, but the more you guys do it, the more I'll shut up about it. Trust me when I say this. Definitely go and smack it up. Let's see if we can get over to like 30 or 40. Helps the algorithm go through. So definitely go ahead and do me that favor. Smack that like button. And let's just get started here. Or actually, before we get started, let me go ahead and just give some big shout outs here to the people that are in the chat. We got Edward. We got James, AZ Sports Girl. We got Zaya, Alex. What's going on, Juan? Thank you so very much, everybody, for being here. Also, if you want to do a super chat to ask a question, you could definitely do so. It helps the channel grow out as well. Just keep that in mind. I don't really get paid very much for doing this, but this is absolutely something that I love to do, and I want to do this full time eventually. We just got to get over the bumps and bruises of not getting paid. So yeah, definitely go ahead and if you can. If not, no worries. Let's dive right into this here. So Cardinals versus Panthers, right? I think there's a lot of things to talk about when we think about this game. Now, it would be foolish to not bring up the fact that the Arizona Cardinals didn't look very good or hasn't looked very good for the entirety of the 2022 season. Like, we have it, right? And I'm an honest Arizona Cardinal fan. I'm not going to try to blow smoke up your guys's, you know what? This has been a rough season so far. Now, the Arizona Cardinals were very close to being a 0-3 team. And that's absolutely the truth. Now, granted, on the Raiders game, we ended up seeing Kyler Murray just doing some magic and wielding his opportunity to come and putting the team on his back. And it actually helped out the Arizona Cardinals big time. So now we're 1-2. Now, granted, yes, it's still the beginning of the season, but just the way that we've been coming out flat, just the way that we've been coming out playing these games have not given me very much hope. It hasn't given me very much excitement. And I don't blame Arizona Cardinal fans that don't want to go to the game. I don't blame Arizona Cardinal fans that don't want to buy merch. I don't blame Arizona Cardinal fans that want to tune out the Arizona Cardinals. Now, to me specifically, I'm one of those fans that, yes, I'm going to be pissed off, right? That's just kind of my nature, but I'm not going to stop paying attention because I feel like there's something more that I need to do, especially on this platform, especially on this podcast that I have here, that if things don't go the Arizona Cardinals way, I need to be the one to point it out. So that's why I keep doing what I do. That's why my opinions are always my own. And, I come out here and definitely try to give you guys the truth, not trying to blow anything up your guys' because at the end of the day, this Arizona Cardinal team, as of right now, has not impressed and almost looks like the tail end of the 2021 Arizona Cardinals. So let's dive right into this game, right? Arizona Cardinals versus the Panthers. What is something that we need to do? I think this is obvious here. I think it's an obvious answer in terms of what the Arizona Cardinals need to do. We need to start fast. Now, Cliff Kingsbury has preached this for the entirety of the season so far. He's saying that he needs to look at the film. He says that he needs to do this, he needs to do that, but we have yet to start fast from this Arizona Cardinal 2022 team. Now, why is this, right? Now, I'm seeing a lot of the same issues for this Arizona Cardinal team. Now, blame it on Kyler? Probably, right? Blame it on, play calls? Probably. I kind of blame it on everybody, right? When it's a 3rd and 2, please stop throwing the ball deep. Please just convert the first down. The way that you're supposed to be able to get your offense and stay on the field is converting those first downs. That's how you do it. And the thing is that for some odd reason, Kyler Murray and his coaching staff that is not coaching up Kyler Murray and not telling him, hey, maybe let's stop chucking the ball deep down the field when it's 3rd and 1, when it's 3rd and 2. Like, let's play for the first down. Let's continue to have our offense on the field. And we have yet to see that. And I honestly think that's kind of one of the most frustrating part as far as Arizona Cardinal fans, including myself, where we're seeing the same things over and over again, right? And I have to ask myself, like, where's the coaching? Where's the accountability? Where's the, okay, let's learn from what mistake that we ended up having, which why isn't our offense on the field very long? But that's the problem. That's the root of the problem. We're not playing for the first down. We play desperate sometimes. And when we're behind, it's sometimes very hard, times likely than not, that the Arizona Cardinals won't catch up. Like, that's the sucky part, but that's the truth of the nature of this situation. Now, this is an imperative thing to do. The Arizona Cardinals need to start off hot. Now, if they go and get the ball first, they got to move the ball down the field. They have to move the ball down the field, get, a few first downs here and there, and get some points. It's important. Whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, we need to get some points. And that's just not what we're seeing. We're seeing some silly mistakes, right? We're seeing those things, but it's not just silly mistakes. We're seeing it over and over again. 3rd and 2 is not an opportunity to chuck the ball down the field. When it works, right? We praise them. We're happy. We're excited. But in the grand scheme of things, if it's not working, it's only hurting our defense, and it's only hurting our offensive rhythm. So we got to figure that out. We absolutely got to figure out the whole start fast type of thing. Another thing that we need to focus on here is that Kyler Murray needs to run the ball. He needs to. Now, there's this crazy stat out here that I want to show you guys pertaining to when Kyler Murray decides to run the ball, or when Kyler Murray's legs are implemented in the game plan. Such a different look this offense looks like. So let's look at this real quick. So this screenshot came from Bally Sports, so definitely shout out to them. So he says Cardinals record when Kyler Murray has 10 plus rushes, they're 9-1. When they have 5 to 9 rushes, they're 14-14. When he has less than 4 rushes, they're 0-11-1. My goodness, like, look at this stat. It's absolutely important, and it's telling you guys straight up from what we have here. Kyler Murray needs to run the ball. Now, I'm not asking for, him run up the middle type of thing. Like, we're not asking for, Trey Lance type of run style. No, we're not asking that. But Kyler Murray does need to get involved more. Now, I know that he doesn't want to. There was, words out there and saying that if he doesn't have to, he doesn't want to. And I get that, right? You don't want to get hit by a 6'4", 6'5", linebacker. And I get it. I'm right there with you. I wouldn't either. But if that's the way that our offense needs to succeed, we need to find some sort of middle ground. We absolutely do. Because these stats are absolutely astonishing here for Arizona Cardinal fans, that they should really take a look at this and say, man, what the heck? The Cardinals record when Kyler Murray has 10 plus rushes are 9-1. When we have 5 and 9 rushes, we're 14-14. When they have less than 4 rushes, they're 0-11-1. This right here is absolutely telling, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get Kyler Murray involved in the run game. And I know, I get it. It's not his preferred thing. But if that's the way that our offense succeeds, because Cliff Kingsbury doesn't want to adjust, and Cliff Kingsbury still wants to have his 5'8", 5'9" wide receivers block on screenplays, we need to mix it up. We have to. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, ladies and gentlemen. We have to get it. We have to get it resolved. So fast starts, and Kyler Murray needs to run. Those are the big top takeaways right now on offense that I can see that this Arizona Cardinals can possibly stand a chance against this Panthers team. And hear me well. When I say stand a chance against this Panthers team, I'm not trying to badmouth my team, because I love my team. I absolutely do. But if you take a look at the record, ladies and gentlemen, for the Arizona Cardinals versus the Panthers, it's absolutely astonishing how one-sided this organization has beaten this Arizona Cardinal team, especially in the 2022 season, where this game is a must-win for the Arizona Cardinals. Looking at the history is astounding. In the last 6 times the Panthers has beaten us, the last 6 times, 2021, they beat us with Teddy Bridgewater. 2020, they beat us. 2019, they beat us. 2 times in 2016, they beat us. 2015, they beat us. The last time we have won against the Carolina Panthers, do you know what the year was? Do you know what the year was the last time we beat the Carolina Panthers? 2013, ladies and gentlemen. 2013 is the last time that we have beat the Carolina Panthers. And that is absolutely shocking. That's absolutely astonishing. I don't have any confidence going into this game. I don't. Especially the way this Arizona Cardinal team has looked. We looked bad. Now, we can get this corrected. Yeah, I agree. We can get this corrected. But is it going to get done? Is it? That's the big question. That's the big question. Let me get to my super chat here real quick. Appreciate you, Cam King coming up clutch with the $5 super chat. Guys, if you want to ask any questions, this is the best way to do it, by the way. It helps the channel grow out tremendously as well, by the way. This is going to be the best way to do it, through super chat. So let me get to my guy, Cam King. He says, should had never paid Kyler Murray. Look at Lamar Jackson. He is going bananas right now. Oof. Absolutely oof. Now, I know the narrative out there, right? I know the narrative. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. I know the narrative that the Arizona Cardinals shouldn't have paid Kyler. I get it. But I think the Arizona Cardinals wanted some consistency. Give me 1 second, y'all. Sorry, y'all, I need to get some water. Sorry about that, y'all. I know the narrative. But I think the Arizona Cardinals wanted some consistency. I think that's the biggest thing coming in here. Is that they wanted some consistency. I don't agree with Keim and Cliff getting it. I don't. Ooh. I think I chose a bad time to go live, ladies and gentlemen. My voice is coming in and out. If you guys don't know, I'm not feeling so hot right now. So that's the reason why I didn't keep getting some water. But I get it, right? The whole situation is that some people are saying that Kyler shouldn't have gotten paid. I like that Kyler got paid. I really do. Now, Cliff and Keim, on the other hand, I don't feel like they should have gotten paid. I really don't. I get the whole Lamar Jackson's going bananas. He really is. He's fighting for a contract. He's fighting for an excellent year. But that's the thing. I don't believe that. I don't believe that it's all Kyler. I really don't. I don't think so. Now, call me blind, call me foolish, possibly. But I think it's a little Cliff, too. I think Cliff Kingsbury has a lot to do with the decisions and why we're not winning, why we're not staying in games as well. So, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you. So, those are the things that I want to take away here real quick. Start fast, and Kyler Murray needs to run the ball. And kind of going back to that whole same situation with what I talked about before, the record pertaining to Kyler Murray running the ball, pertaining to not. Like, it's crazy. The stats are astounding here. So, Kyler Murray needs to run the ball. Point and simple. He does. He absolutely does. All right, let's get to here. Next thing I want to talk about here. So, what I was talking about before the super chat came through, and I appreciate that. The Panthers has the Cardinals number. They do, and it sucks to say, right? As a Cardinal fan, I don't want to come into this game saying, "Man, the Panthers might beat us," because they have done it for a very long time. The last time the Arizona Cardinals has won was back in 2013. It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. I don't know why history seems to always kind of affect the Arizona Cardinals. Like, we can't change the narrative. And it's very frustrating as a Cardinal fan. It absolutely is. One thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to change the narrative for the whole situation with Sean McVay and Cliff Kingsbury. Let's change the narrative. But nah, we just can't get over the hump. It's crazy. It absolutely is super crazy. So let's talk about this here real quick. So, like I mentioned a little earlier, things that the Cardinals need to do: start fast, and Kyler Murray needs to run. Let's talk about this a little bit. Culture. Now, if you guys don't know, it seems like AJ Green won't be available to play. I think last time we heard he had a bone bruise. And then we have Rondale Moore. It looks like he's trending in the right direction. So we'll see what happens. So Rondale Moore, we might see Hollywood, Rondale, and Greg Dortch because we don't have AJ Green. AJ Green looks like he's going to be missing a week. And I know there's fans out there that are like, I don't care about AJ Green. He shouldn't have got signed back. I mean, he does make some plays here and there, right? He makes some really good plays, especially the 2022 season. He hasn't looked so great so far. I don't think he has. He's dropping some things that were pretty head-scratching, pretty frustrating to see. But we'll kind of have to wait and see. I did see somebody on the top here saying that CMC looks like he might not play or that he was questionable because he didn't practice. I'm not going to hold my hat. I'm not going to hang my hat on their injuries because it never works for the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if you guys noticed or if you guys watch the Cardinals for very long. It doesn't work for the Cardinals, regardless of like the Rams. The Rams were hurt so bad in their secondary. It didn't matter at all. It didn't matter. The second time we played the Rams, they didn't have Jalen Ramsey last year. It didn't matter. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the Arizona Cardinals. I really don't. We don't take advantage of the opportunity. So even if CMC doesn't play, I'm not going to hang my hat on it. The Arizona Cardinals still take care of business. They absolutely do. So culture. Let's talk about culture. I do believe that the Arizona Cardinals need to get some sort of culture check or just the fans in general. The fans, we need to band together in some sort of way. I know we don't agree a lot in a lot of different things, right? There's a lot of different takes. There's a lot of hot takes out there, and we don't agree with everything that everybody says. But I feel like this is the time that we should be banding together more than anything, right? Not disagreeing with each other, but banding with each other for the success of this Arizona Cardinal team. Now, whether you think it's Cliff Kingsbury and he's the future, I don't think so. I really don't. But I do think that we should be banding together and trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this Arizona Cardinal team. Because one stat that's always told to me on my NFC West Network, roundtables is that the Arizona Cardinals are the only team in the NFC West in the last 10 years that has not made a Super Bowl appearance. It's the big one. The Arizona Cardinals are the only team in the NFC West that has not made a Super Bowl appearance in the last 10 years. And that's frustrating. It's frustrating, and it should be frustrating to Arizona Cardinal fans. But I mean, I get it. There's some Cardinal fans out there that are just watching to watch, and they're not heavily as invested as I am. I want to win. That's the number one thing. I'm not I didn't make this podcast to be like, I want to be negative, pissed off. No, that's not how it works. What I would want is for this Arizona Cardinal team to win, or at least bring some sort of consistent product out on the field. It's crazy to me that the Arizona Cardinal fan base is okay with, I don't know how to explain it, right? Because when you bring Cliff Kingsbury in, right, the guru, right, the offensive guru, we came from a 3-13 team, and that's what so much people put their hat on, right? Oh, we were a 3-13 team win, blah, 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 blah. And then Cliff Kingsbury got us 5.5 wins, and then 8 wins, and then 13 wins. Oh, no, and then 11 wins. We're so bent in that, this is the right thing because we're making the steps in the right direction. When we got head coaches coming in here and giving automatically huge differences in year one, we were only 2.5 games better than Steve Wilkes. 2.5. And some might say if Steve Wilkes was staying with us, he probably would have given us 5 wins, 7 wins in his second year? Probably. We don't know. But I feel like we just got to get better. We need to have a situation where we need to hold this team in a higher standard, and not just the Cardinals, right? I mean the Suns, I mean the Diamondbacks, I mean the Coyotes. Every team in this Arizona Cardinal or as Arizona fan base has disappointed the fans that have lived in this metropolitan area for years, and they gotten away with it. They gotten away with it. And it's frustrating. It absolutely is. It's frustrating to see it. So to see the Carolina Panthers on the schedule, when I believe they're also a 1-2 team, the Arizona Cardinals are a 1-2 team, I don't have confidence that we're going to beat the Carolina Panthers. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have confidence that we're going to beat them. Because history says that we don't beat them. The last 6 times they have beaten us. The last time we have beaten the Carolina Panthers was back in 2013. We need to figure out something. This is one way that Cliff Kingsbury can redeem himself, because right now, people are already talking about Sean Payton. I'm talking about Sean Payton on my Twitter world. Cliff Kingsbury is losing. He's losing this fan base already. People are giving up on Cliff. People are giving up on Kyler. When I don't believe it's 100% Kyler Murray's fault. Now, I think he's got some blame. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't have some blame to it. He does. It's a whole thing. It's the whole team that needs this blame. But the way that the schedule is shaken out with who we have, if you ask any other team in the NFL, when they have the Panthers on their schedule, they're going to say, ooh, the Panthers are on the schedule. That's a win for my team. For the Arizona Cardinals, we see the Panthers are like, oh boy, here we go. The best thing that we got going for us is the fact that we're playing Baker Mayfield, right? Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield, they have this, friendly rivalry going on amongst each other, right? Kyler Murray's 2-0 against Baker Mayfield, which is a good thing. That's what we got going for us as Arizona Cardinal fans. But the Panthers has completely gotten our number for the last 6 times we played them. 2013. There's probably some subscribers that weren't even born in 2013. Like that's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. The Arizona Cardinals need to change this narrative. The way that Cliff Kingsbury is going to be able to come up and get the confidence of this fan base back again is winning this game, which is an absolute must win for the Arizona Cardinals. This is a must win. Because if we go down 1-3 and then we have the Eagles the next week, boys and girls in this chat, we're going to be in for a rude awakening, because this schedule doesn't loosen up for the Arizona Cardinals. It doesn't. I mean, maybe with the Seahawks. The schedule is rough. This is an absolutely must win for the Arizona Cardinals. JC Casher with the 99-cent donation. Appreciate you, JC. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. We have Juan saying Cliff is just mid. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I don't think he's the greatest, but I'm glad we still have the Arizona Cardinals fans that still want to talk, and I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Because we all want success. We do. We're seen as the little brothers of the NFC West, and if that doesn't piss you off, maybe we'll never be on that same wavelength. Maybe we won't. I'm tired of it. I want to win. Let me get to my other super chat here. No Fluff AZ Talk. Appreciate you for the super chat. He says, is Ken Wisenhunt still available? At least he had tough team. That's fair. Ken Wisenhunt definitely had some moments of frustrations with the fans as well, but he took us to the Super Bowl, right? And then the year before, he took us on a playoff run. Now, granted, the Saints took us out, but you're right. I think it's kind of time that we need to reevaluate our standards as a fan base. We need to. People almost have that thought process is if you talk negative, if you talk bad, or if you question these billion-dollar organizations, you're not a fan. I don't get where that narrative is. Because win or lose, who is talking about the Arizona Cardinals? Me and the people that are in this chat right now. The people that are not in this chat are the people that come into the comments and say little things like, oh, you're negative. Bye. Peace. No, I just want to win. When other teams see the Panthers, when other teams see the Panthers on the schedule, they say that that's a win. The Arizona Cardinals, they don't see that as a win. They're like, oh, freaking boy, here we go again. We might go down 1-3 on the season. And then we got the Eagles right after them. JK, appreciate you with another super chat coming through. Thank you so very much. It means the world. Honestly, thank you, everybody. Thank you so very much for the super chats. It helps the world. It helps me. It helps the channel grow out. Thank you. He says, hey, long time no see, but I agree with you. Keim needs to go. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about Steve Keim on this channel. If you guys didn't see my recent video, back in 2019 is when I started this channel. The year that Kyler Murray was drafted is when I started this channel. In 2020, I was already saying Cliff needs to go. Not Cliff, I'm sorry. Keim needs to go. And he does. He absolutely does. We're here as Arizona Cardinal fans, and I appreciate everybody for coming through. I really do. And I don't think you guys quite understand, because this community is actually what gets me going through this season. Because we're 1-2, and I get it. There's so much positive people out there. They're like, oh, no, we can turn this around. But can we? We can't just make a push every 5 years and rebuild for the other 5 years. We can't. We shouldn't. We shouldn't want those standards, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be better. I want to see the Panthers one day on my schedule and say, oh, that's an easy win, especially if they're a team that's 1-2. And we're 3-0. Let's just live in the world where we're 3-0 and they're 1-2. I want to look at the Panthers one day and say, oh, that's going to be a win. Instead of looking at the Panthers and saying, dang, they're going to beat us, even though we're a great team. We're not a great team this year. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We have a lot of concerns, and a lot of people don't want to address it. And I don't get why. AZ Sports Girl with the super chat, appreciate you. It's like what you said in the Rams post game live last week. Every coach in the NFC West loves playing Cliff and the Cardinals. Facts. Exactly. And this is the problem. A lot of Cardinal fans, what they do, and not you guys, right? Not the people in the chat that are constantly showing up and want to talk about the Bird Gang, because I want success. And that's one thing that a lot of people see me and they're like, oh my God, he's talking negative again. No, but hear me well, ladies and gentlemen. I am talking like this because I want success. That's what I want. But you're right. Everybody in the NFC West wants the Cardinals to keep Cliff Kingsbury. They want to. And you know why? Because Cliff Kingsbury ain't it. He's not it. Sean McVay loves Cliff Kingsbury. He loves Cliff Kingsbury. Kyle Shanahan, I'm pretty sure he loves him too. Now, granted, we do have a back and forth with Kyle Shanahan, so I'm not going to put him on there quite yet. But also Pete Carroll, right? Kind of a back and forth. But Sean McVay loves him. In order for us to beat them, in order for us to be feared, we need to beat them. And we just quite haven't done it yet in a consistent basis. Bird Gang over here, Bird Gang family, 932029, appreciate you with the super chat. Says, what do we need to do to be to be better as it? Oh, what do we need to do? I'm actually still kind of sick right now. Sorry, I'm kind of a little fuzzy. I had a little coughing attack a little earlier. What do we need to do to be better? Is what you're saying, right? Well, it starts off at the top. It does. And I know that's such a cliche answer, but it does. Do you know how many players don't want to play in this organization? And I truly do believe that it's because of Keim. Why would Steve Keim choose Kyler Murray first overall and not have a plan for him? Why? Why are we getting these draft picks that aren't shaking out for the Arizona Cardinals? Why isn't Steve Keim, Michael Bidwell, and the coaching staff coming together in a meeting and talking about why aren't you using our rookies? Why? It's because everybody has a different agenda in there. Vance Joseph doesn't want to get fired. He's probably looking for a head coach position, and he's trying to show what he's worth. And you're not going to put rookies in there because you don't want to go through the bumps and bruises. You want to put vets in there to show what your worth is. Cliff Kingsbury doesn't want to lose his job. Steve Keim is Steve Keim. There's no consistency. We're not having the same focus. Everybody's driving their own ship. If this was truly Kyler Murray's team from the beginning, Steve Keim would have drafted CeeDee Lamb. It's the truth. And it sucks that 2 or 3 years down the road, now people are finally seeing what I was trying to say forever. And I get we had DeAndre Hopkins. I get it. But there was a moment 2 or 3 years ago where we didn't have anybody else. Because every single draft pick that we ended up drafting, Keyshawn Johnson, Andy Isabella, Hakeem Butler, all those players that we ended up drafting, they all didn't do anything for the Arizona Cardinals. Nothing. We love to fall in love with it. We love to fall in love with the peoples in the draft. And I'm not trying to bag on these young players, these young men. I'm not trying to bag on them, but they're not good for the team for the specific reason is that there is no need for them. Trey McBride is another victim of coming to this Arizona Cardinal team. Why would you draft Trey McBride? We got Zach Ertz. We got Max Williams. If he's not going to see a moment on the field, why draft him? And then we have people like, Steve Keim said that, he was happy that he lasted this long. Guys, this draft or drafting is subjective. Drafting comes down to people's opinions. And Steve Keim's opinions is worthless. He can't build a team because there's no consistency. You need to have a plan and follow that plan for 3 solid years. And every single time, it's a different thing that we got going on because he does best player available. But his best player available to his opinion. His best player available is different than my best player available. It's different than your best player available. That's the biggest reason. He doesn't know how to build a team. He doesn't. He gives you the spiel. He says things like, oh, I'm so surprised. I'm surprised that they were there. And then Cardinal fans fall in love with it. Goo goo gaga. Oh my God, we got a steal. But did we though? But did we? Steve Keim and this Cardinals organization has completely lied to us every single year. Michael Bidwell came out, and I remember things. All these subjective, but I remember things. Michael Bidwell came out and said Steve Keim is going to be aggressive. That's what he told this Arizona Cardinal fan base, that he's going to be aggressive. And we had the least aggressive free agency. The least aggressive free agency. And the thing is that there's no Cardinal fans that want to hold anybody accountable except for me, because that's what I want to do. I want to start holding this Arizona Cardinals organization accountable for what they should be doing. So what's wrong with this team? It starts off from the top. There's so much bad blood. And it's come from Patrick Peterson, from Tyrann Mathieu. It's come from David Johnson, one of the most nicest guys. He said that there was a snake in the grass. Steve Keim is that snake. He should not be in the front office as the GM. He shouldn't be. Let me get to my super chat here real quick. Joseph, I'm so sorry for the long rant there, but he says, I feel like this whole roster is dysfunctional. This front office is a mess. We need to clean house. Facts. Exactly. Joseph, beautifully said. Yes, it's absolutely dysfunctional. Because we have so many different people doing different things. There's no one voice going one way. There isn't. Vance Joseph has a different agenda. Cliff Kingsbury has a different agenda. Steve Keim has a different agenda. What should really happen is the leader of men should be coming up here, and that should be Michael Bidwell. They should put every single one of them in a room and say, I have not seen pressure on a quarterback. Let's use Majay Sanders. Let's use Cameron Thomas. Let's use Victor Dimikichi. Let's use the young folks. Why aren't we doing it? Because absolutely stubbornness from our head coaches and defensive coordinators. That's the problem. We need to work together, and we're not. It starts off at the top, and I feel bad for Kyler, and that's why people, and I get it, right? Some people like look at me and they're like, "Oh, you just love Kyler. He can't do anything wrong." And I see where you're coming from, right? But if you're gonna ask me, who would I use to build a team? Would it be Cliff Kingsbury as a head coach, Steve Keim as the GM, or Kyler Murray as a quarterback? If you were going to give me those three options, ladies and gentlemen, I would love for you guys to answer this in the question and be truthful. Be absolutely truthful. I'm building my team with Kyler Murray as a head coach. Kyler Murray as the quarterback, Steve Keim as the GM, or Cliff Kingsbury as the head coach. If you needed to pick one of those three people to continue to ride with this Arizona Cardinal team, I'm picking Kyler Murray because I know that he can become that guy as long as he has the coach. And Cliff, to me, ain't the guy. Steve Keim has constantly failed us every single time. And then there's Kyler. I would rather roll with Kyler. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Kyler doesn't make mistakes. He has. Kyler has made mistakes. Yeah, he has. Boneheaded ones. Why are you throwing the ball deep down the field on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1? Why? And why isn't your head coach telling you and talking to you, stop doing that? This is what you should have done. Zach Ertz is on the check down. Did you see Christian Kirk going up on that slant route? That's what your coach should be doing. And he just either A, he's not learning, B, Cliff is not the guy to coach him, or whatever the situation is. But if I were to pick any of those three players to continue with this Arizona Cardinals, is Kyler Murray in a heartbeat, because I know that he can become that guy for this Arizona Cardinal team. We've seen flashes. We have. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well, Keim got us DeAndre Hopkins. He got us J.J. Watt. Who cares? Any other GM could have done that. To the Texans were going through some stuff, and Keim just took advantage of a great opportunity. He did. Let's not give credit to Keim. Keim should go. Cliff, let's give him a little bit. Let's give him to the end of at least to the midway to the season before we start saying fire Cliff. But I'm choosing Kyler. I'm choosing Kyler. So that's kind of where my mind is, right? That's where my mindset is going with this whole situation of the Arizona Cardinals. One day I would love nothing more than when I see the Panthers on the Panther, and not just the Panther. And I'm not trying to single out the Panthers, right? I'm talking about the Panthers. I'm talking about the Lions. I'm talking about teams that we should be beating. There's no reason why this Arizona Cardinals team should not be beating these teams, and yet we consistently do it as an organization. And it's frustrating to see. I want to one day see that. It's hard. It's absolutely hard. So we'll have to kind of wait to see how it all shakes out here, ladies and gentlemen, because one thing that I'm hoping for is that Michael Bidwell did his due diligence. I'm hoping that Michael Bidwell did his due diligence. And what I mean about that is I hope that when he gave the 5-year extension to Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim, there was a secret addendum there. Because obviously we like addendums now, right? I'm hoping and praying that Michael Bidwell did his due diligence and added a secret addendum in Cliff Kingsbury's extension. And I hope that it said, if you don't deliver a winning season, this contract is voided. I hope so. Because if we're going to treat our quarterback that same way with that homework addendum that kind of blew up everything, it blew it up. Media loves it. Media ate it up. I hope that that's what he did. Cover yourself. If I was the owner, I would do that. 100%. I would do it. Let me get to my guy, the Carolina Crone. Appreciate for the super chat. He says Cliff is trying to be a friend instead of being a. Yes, it doesn't work when parenting. It is not. Yes, yes. And I'm a recent father as well, so I'm gonna take these words very, very to heart. My little girl's 1 year old, so I'm gonna take this to absolutely heart. You're right, 100% right, my guy. Cliff is trying to be a friend instead of being a coach. It doesn't work when parenting is not going to. Yes, I agree. Appreciate the super chat. Let me get to my guy Joseph here real quick. It sucks because you know that there will be no changes made this offseason. Well, that's the thing. I'm determined to make this happen. And I get it, right? It's funny, right? Some guy podcasting, some guy, named Mike that does shows sporadically, does reaction videos with the Arizona Cardinals. But this year to me is make or break for this Arizona Cardinals organization. It is. Whether I get this fan base, and I mean the subscribers that I have on this channel, to speak the same way, we pick it. We take some signs over to State Farm Stadium. It's going to get done. If this season doesn't turn out the way that we all want it to turn out, I'm ready. I'm ready to spearhead this organization so the accountability is out there. The days of I need to look at the tape is over. It's done. No more credit. Credit's not there. Give yourself credit. You're getting paid millions of dollars just like the other team is. I'm still going to be watching the Arizona Cardinals even when we suck. And you guys know where you can go, right? If you want to talk some Arizona Cardinals, you know this channel is always going to exist. But I would be damned if we don't win any more than 4 or 5 games this year and there's no changes. I would be damned if I'm not going to try to do everything in my power to make sure that somebody gets the boot. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm just hoping the subscribers here, kind of we all speak the same language because we all want them to win. We do. We want this team to win so darn badly. I'm tired of the Rams fans talking bad about us. I'm tired of the 49er fans talking bad about us. I'm tired of the Seahawks fans talking bad about us because we can't get the job done. It's time. It's time. Get your pitchfork. There you go. We got to, y'all. We got to. Let's talk about predictions here, right? Let's move on over. And I thanks everybody so much for the super chat. And like I said a little earlier in the stream, everybody, I think eventually in a real world, I want to do this full time. This is my passion. This is something that I love to do. This podcast, this community that we built up. So everybody that is super subscribed, everybody that has super chatted, become channel members, all that. Thank you everybody so very much because I'm going to try everything in my power to make sure that this team organization gets held accountable because the media that we have ain't doing it. They ain't doing it. They ain't doing it. At least not a good enough job in my eyes. So let's get to predictions here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the predictions. I would love to sit here and tell you guys that I am that I am like excited about this game because I think we're going to win. I'm excited about this game because every chance we get a chance to see the Arizona Cardinals play on Sunday, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. But honestly, I don't think this is going to be a good game for the Arizona Cardinals. I don't. And I would love for somebody in the comments to maybe talk me off this bridge. But this, honestly, to me, feels like the end of Cliff Kingsbury's era is coming a little sooner than we think. And I know this is a hard pill to swallow, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't think history is going to change. I think this Panthers team is better than we think. I think our roster is better. Let me be first to say that. I think our roster is better. But I don't think our head coach can get the job done. I don't think he can. And that's the most embarrassing part because Matt Rule is probably on his way out. This is a must win for the Arizona Cardinals. Must win. And I don't have the confidence that the Arizona Cardinals are going to win. I don't. The Giants, they ended up losing against the Giants, 16-19. The Saints, they ended up losing against this. The Panthers won the Saints, and now they're playing the Cardinals. The Browns. So yeah, they're 2-1. They're 1-2, and then we're 1-2 as well. Let me know your guys' predictions in the comments. This is the only way that we would win right here. Start fast, and Kyler Murray needs to run. Those are the only ways that this Arizona Cardinals offense is going to be able to win this game. Start fast, and Kyler Murray needs to run. That's it. But until the Arizona Cardinals can prove that they can beat the Panthers, I can't choose the Cardinals, and it sucks. It sucks. I have, it's hurt. It hurts to say. It hurts. But I got the Panthers winning. 24-13. Only because of Baker, though. That's funny. Hard Knocks curse? Probably. 24-13. Here we go. Apollo up in here, 23-18. Honestly, guys, I think we got to look ourselves in the mirror and really come to a realization that unless this Arizona Cardinal team can prove that they can beat the Panthers, can they? We'll have to kind of wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my prediction. I got 24. I say 13. 24-13. I know. I see people in the comments say, "Damn, I know." I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is probably one of the first times. I voted against this Arizona Cardinal team in this year. I even said we were going to beat the Rams. You should be the head coach. I don't want to be the head coach. I want to be Steve Keim. That's what I want to be. Nah, I don't want to be the head coach. But if I was Steve Keim, I would fire Cliff and bring in Sean Payton in a heartbeat. In an absolute heartbeat. So, I hope I'm wrong. But honestly, I'm trying to do reverse psychology at the same time, ladies and gentlemen. I want to win. I do. I want to win. So you got AZ Sports Girls saying 30-12. I want to win. It's hard to pick against the Panthers when they have had our number for such a long time. AC up in here says 24-12, to be honest, and I'm assuming that means Panthers win. Let's hope we can change the narrative. But if we don't do these things right, ladies and gentlemen, if we don't start fast and if we don't run the darn ball, when we're seeing obvious things like this, there's no hope for this coaching staff. There isn't. Because when Kyler Murray runs the ball 10 plus times, we're 9-1. When we're 5-9 rushes, we're 14-14. Anything under than 4 rushes, look at the record. When it's that darn obvious and we can't do what we need to do, Cliff ain't the guy. He ain't. We got 99-98. Sheesh. We got Hebe say 17-13 Cards win. I hope so. I hope you're right. I do. I hope you're right. Media has the Arizona Cardinals winning. Hopefully. Let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for coming through. It absolutely does mean the world. Someone send that to Keim, please. AZ Sports. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm blocked. Appreciate you, Mike. Yeah, there you go. He's a real one right here. He knows. If you guys don't know, I'm blocked, ladies and gentlemen. So if the media is really saying that, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't know because, yeah, they ended up blocking me. They don't like that I'm saying that I have this platform. They don't like that I'm at the level that I am right now. And it's so funny because, like, I know they know that I exist. They know that I exist. They absolutely do. It's crazy to me that the moment that I started podcasting is the moment that they started to bring these little shows up on their channel because they know. They know. So yeah, if this is on Twitter, You might need to send it over to me here on Twitter and let me know where that's at. Because honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I can't see what they post on Twitter, y'all. They block me. They're trying to get your boy down, man. They're trying to if you guys don't follow me on all my social platforms, here are all my social platforms right there. We got the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We got Instagram right there, and then we got Twitter here on this side. So definitely go and follow me on all my social platforms. I get pretty colorful, I guess is the best way to say it, on in the Twitter world when it comes down to the game on game day. So definitely follow me on all my social platforms. Everything is on the description as well as right here if you need to find me. Appreciate everybody for coming through. I am going to go ahead and close up shop here pretty soon. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. That's to Mike A, to James, Sean, up in the house, AZ Sports Girl, Dakota, Jesse, Edward. Had a pleasure of meeting Edward at the game. Yeah. Oh, also, we are giving away game day tickets as well. So right now, the last question that I ended up asking in my community tab was, would you guys rather get the Eagles or the Saints game? So for the channel members that do want to go to any of these games, that's going to be announced here pretty soon, maybe within the next couple of weeks, which game you win. So I'm giving away 2 regular game day tickets as well as parking pass absolutely for free. All you need to do is become a channel member. It starts off at $3.99 for the month. If you're interested, everything should be within the description, or you just become a channel member, and then you can win some regular game day tickets if you're interested. All right, y'all. Appreciate everybody for coming through. AZ Sports Go says, oh my God, the Cardinals blocked you. Yes, they blocked me 100%. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Become a channel member. Try to get yourself some game day tickets for free. We are going to either give away the Eagles or the Saints. We haven't quite 100% figured out which game we're giving away, just because I am a season ticket holder for this year. But we'll see how it all shakes out, everybody. Thank you so very much for coming through. It's been an absolutely pleasure speaking to everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, let me get my background here real quick. Go Cards.